Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about something that I love, which is foundations. I have very oily skin, as I mentioned before, so I need all the help I can get. Don't worry though, if you are maybe normal to dry skin, I have some alternatives for you with the guys that I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so I'm going to start actually with going from the lightest coverage to the most full coverage foundation. So for the first one that I want to talk to you about today is L'Oreal Paris, the Infallible Pro Matte. This guy is awesome. It's going to be very lightweight on your skin, which I like. It is pro matte as it says, so it is going to have a matte finish, which is great for oily skin, normal to oily skin. The nice thing is that L'Oreal does have an alternative to if you have dry skin. Looks exactly the same in the same type of bottle. Instead of pro matte, it's going to say pro glow. Get it? Because if you're dry, you need some glow. So I'll just go ahead and open this up so you can see the applicator. So it's just like a little pump bottle right here, and it's meant just to put a little bit on the hand like such, and then you could either put it on your face with your fingers, which some people do, or what I would recommend is like a beauty blender or a brush. I like my beauty blender, so that's what I use. So as you can see, it's really creamy, but again, it's going to finish matte. So for us oily girls and boys, it'll have a really nice finish to it. They only have 12 shades, which actually isn't a ton. So let's get it together, L'Oreal. This foundation is only $12.99. And good news, this one is actually the most expensive one that I'm going to talk to you about today. If you're someone who doesn't necessarily want a ton of coverage, this would be perfect. Like your go-to, just easy every day, even if you're just taking a quick trip out and you want something on your face, but not necessarily something that's like super, super full coverage. This is your one right here. It's perfect. Next is, I really, really love this one. This guy has 37 shades. And it's the Maybelline. If you haven't heard about it, I'd be kind of shocked, but in case you haven't, it's the Maybelline Fit Me. Maybelline has an entire line of a Fit Me collection. So this guy right here is called Matte and Poreless. So this one is for normal to oily skin. So if you have dry skin, that one's going to be called Dewy and Smooth. So here's the only bummer about this one is it doesn't have a pump. It doesn't have anything. Literally, you just kind of have to dump it on your hand. So you want to be really, really careful because obviously if you're not paying attention, it can come out kind of quickly. For me, honestly, I can look past that. This foundation is amazing. It's easy to wear every day if I'm just running out the house, or if I'm going to a wedding, if I'm going to a baby shower, bridal shower, it doesn't matter where I'm going, I will pick this one up. It feels so light on the skin, but it gives me really good coverage. It's not super, super full, but it still gives me a really nice, even, I would say medium coverage that you can build up. So you can just see it just kind of melts into the skin. It looks really great. If you're wondering, by the way, why my face looks weird, it's because I don't have foundation on. I'm actually going to apply one of them on camera. And that one runs for $7.99, which is so cheap. I've had it for quite a while now, so it does last quite a long time. The next one I want to mention, moving on, is by E.L.F. So it's in this really kind of cool, like frosted glass container. So it comes with like a little pump applicator, which is nice. It's easier, a little bit easier to control. The foundation itself is called the Flawless Finish Foundation. Say that 3 times fast. Flawless Finish Foundation. Flawless, no, can't. It's too hard. Don't make me do it. So that's it there. You can kind of see. Again, so it goes on really nice. I will say with this one, you do need to be careful. So this is a full coverage foundation, and it feels kind of heavy on the skin. Not too bad once it dries down. However, you can apply too much and make it cakey. But I will say that will be in like personal application. So really it's up to you to make it not do that, if that makes any sense. Just take a light hand, do a little bit of a dab with the applicator, and then build it up from there. Because if you go heavy hand and just go in, you probably won't like it first impressions, just because it will feel pretty heavy. And it's E.L.F, which means, you know, it's going to be cheap. This one is $6. They only have 10 shades. Again, get it together. Come on, E.L.F. Put more on the shelf. Help on the shelf. Get it? They also have one, because this one's oil-free, obviously for oil skin types. They do, again, have one almost identical that is for dry skin, normal to dry skin. So the first one I'm going to show you is by Wet n Wild. Who would have thought Wet n Wild would just be so darn good these days? It's this one right here, and this is the Wet n Wild Photo Finish Foundation. Now the claims and what the big deal about this foundation is this is supposed to be perfect for photography, for pictures. They've claimed to test this under 7 different kinds of lighting. I didn't even know that existed. I thought, you know, lighting, sun, flashback, you know, all that good stuff. And it has a really cool spatula applicator. So anyways, this guy is $5.99, which is awesome. Has 20 colors, which isn't bad. I mean, it's not like amazing, but it's a okay selection. Compared to Maybelline though, I don't think anything's gonna seem like a huge like color scheme, because they have 30 plus, which is really intense. These ones you want to set with translucent powder, because if you don't, because it is more full coverage, you need to set it in place. Otherwise it could start to like try and move around and start to get in your lines, and you'll see it and it will not be good. But the last one we're going to talk about is fairly new to me. It's not new to the makeup or beauty community whatsoever, but just new to me personally. Finally got my hands on this. And so this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. So there's that right there. I really like this bottle. It just looks kind of luxurious. I like the colors, the brown and the black, and the Milani and the gold lettering. I don't know, it's just like a personal like. Like the other one, it has like a really, like the E.L.F, it has a nice little applicator, little pump. So you can control a little bit better with how much product you're getting out of it, which is nice. Again, so this foundation out of all of these is probably the absolute most full coverage you can have on your face. So if you're sitting there like, I don't care, I don't need daytime makeup, I want to go full force all day, every day, and you want it full, you never see those pores, standing in Texas, you couldn't see it, you're going to want to get this guy. So I can't even tell you. It's just wonderful. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what's in it, how they get it all together. And it does say 2-in-1, the foundation and concealer. So technically you would not have to put a concealer over it. I usually take a light concealer and still put it over it, but that's just me. But you can do what you want. So now I'm just going to swatch them on the face really quick so you can see what they actually look like on my skin. And we'll see what we can make of this mess. So I'm going to go ahead and do one side. We're going to go ahead and put on the Wet n Wild, which is a nice full coverage. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte on this side. So this side, regular face, here we go. And this side we have the foundation. So as you can see, it just has a really nice finish. It goes on the skin so smooth, it feels super light, and it has really good coverage. So this claims to be medium coverage, and I think it does a pretty good job. Okay, now for the next side, we're gonna do the L'Oreal. So this is obviously with no concealer or anything under here, so there might be like a little bit of spots right here that I would clean up and put concealer on. But for the sake of this video, we're just looking at foundation. So you have this side, which is very full. And then you have on this side, which is the medium coverage. So you can kind of see, like right here, you can still see some of I don't know, like my imperfections of the skin, but it still looks nice. And whereas here, it's less noticeable. So let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't already and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.